Hey everybody, it's Braden here. Today's video is going to be about the many places I write and why I write in those places. But before I do that, I have started a diet where I'm not allowed to drink any sugary stuff anymore, except when I'm writing, and this counts, so I'm going to make some hot chocolate. So whether it's on a notepad or on my computer, there's different places to write and they each offer different benefits, and this is kind of what I get from them. So first thing I want to show off is my awesome mechanical keyboard. So this guy is amazing when I want to write a lot, but the downside is I'm a really fast writer. I can outwrite my mind. So especially on my mechanical keyboard, so when I just want a lot of stuff, that's what I'm going for. So if I'm doing something brand new that just for the hell of it, it's really good. When I actually want to write something decent, some quality, sit down, brainstorm a bit or think it through before I'm actually pounding through the sentences, it's not that great. But I come up with a lot of cool stuff when I do it because I'm not thinking, I'm just blurting crap out, so it can help. So then of course there's the laptop. I can go a bit slower. I find it's very good when I'm doing small edits, but I don't like to write new stuff on it. I like to use it when I'm just trying to touch up something I've recently done. But I've got the different notepads that I went through when I was writing my manuscript for Distance Between Echoes. I've got one of my journals, another one of my journals, a very big book of notepad which has a bunch of random stuff in it, like the backstory to the universe, the backstory of the universe, explaining the different rules and stuff. A lot of stuff that I plan to expand on the second book. Then this is not anything. This is not anything at all. I grabbed the wrong thing. This one, I had a 5-hour trip to Mexico a couple of years ago. It kind of revived it after I made Distance Between Echoes as I call it a script form because I do the basic stuff. I then did this. I find that having notepads wherever I go is very helpful. I actually get anxiety or stressed out if I think of something that I think is really great, but I have nowhere to put it, so I'll try doing my phone, but that's just god awful. So having a notepad available is great, and that's why I have stuff all over the damn place. So the advantage that I find working with notebooks is I'm not too worried about page count or how long a paragraph is or how long a sentence is. I can just write. When it's on the computer, I'm very conscious about it, and I find that it kind of formats oddly compared to when it would be compressed into a book, and then I get, I don't know, self-conscious that this little thing is just that little thing, or at many little things, or it's this weird blob thing, I don't know. But in a notepad, I'm not worried about that at all. The advantage of notepad is I can take it anywhere. I guess you could take a computer, but it's got battery and it's a little harder to shove into stuff, I guess. But the main thing that's really great about notepad is I am awful at writing longhand, printing, whatever, cursive, doesn't matter. So I have a lot of time to meld over what I'm going to put onto that page before I get to it. So what will happen is I'm thinking 2 or 3 paragraphs ahead, but it takes me like a bajillion years to get there. So once I get there, I've thought of the thing for a bajillion years, so it comes out pretty good in comparison to when I'm on the computer, especially with my mechanical keyboard, and I'm just hammering through it and just getting a lot done, but the quality is not there. Where a notebook is the other way around. It might take me a million years to get it might take me like 30 minutes to get a page or 2 or whatever. I don't know, I've never clocked myself, but it's usually pretty good stuff, and then I can mess around with it as I put it back onto the laptop. Aside from those 2 things, I do different programs on computer as well. I like to use Google Drives. I actually started using Google Drives not because I wanted to, but kind of out of a necessity because I'm really cheap and my current computer doesn't have Word on it. So I started using Google Drives and I fell in love with it because I can do it anywhere. It doesn't matter where I am. I can hop on a friend's computer, my own computer, my parents' computer. If I've got time, there's a computer, I can access it, my Google Drive, and I can just crack away at stuff. The advantage to Google Drive too, I find, is I like to have sometimes other writing friends of mine jump in, and then we can like mess around when we're critiquing some of the work. It helps a lot, and I also like Google Drives because it's real easy to share stuff with people, and then you can do different writing exercises. I call it writing tag, where we send stuff back and forth. It's a lot of fun. I like using Word. It's pretty reliable. I just used to using it all these years, but then I cheaped out, went to Google. But I write everywhere, and that was a pretty big challenge with distance between echoes, was putting all these different places. I've got even on, I don't have it here, but I've got them on notepads, like these little yellow sticky notes. I've got it on, there's actually one chapter that's on this, where did we get it from? We went to the keg or something, and it's like the children's little coloring book they brought out, because we had our son Kaito there, and he's like 2 days old at that point, and they brought him this thing. I was like, well, that's dumb. But then I got this idea, so I have this, I wish I could find it. I ended up typing it out and throwing it out probably, but it's just me scribbling crayon on. But I'm kind of rambling on. Basically, I always like to keep something around that I can write on, chicken scratch, what have you. You never know when you're going to come across a really good idea or finally fix that sentence. Then you take it home and you kind of tweak it or whatever. So it's pretty helpful. I guess this video has been kind of sporadic, all over the place. So hopefully it's not a complete waste of your time. If you liked it, please like, share, subscribe down below.